guys. I've spent the last couple days in my garden, and the whole time I've had a song stuck in my head because I've been pulling weeds and planting and moving rocks and getting everything ready so that I can have vegetables in my backyard. So the song has been in my head for 2 days, and I thought I'd share it with you. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warm them from below till the rain comes a-tumbling down. Pullin' weeds and pickin' stones, we are made of dreams and bones. Feel the need to grow my own, 'cause the time is close at hand. Grain for grain, sun and rain, find my way in nature's chain. Tune my body and my brain to the music from the land. Plant your rows straight and long, temper them with prayer and song. Mother Earth will make you strong if you give her love and care. Old Crow watching hungrily from his perch in yonder tree. In my garden I'm as free as that feathered thief up there. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warm them from below till the rain comes a-tumbling down. The weather today is a little cloudy and a little cold, so I don't think I'll be going outside today. But I did water my flowers yesterday, and it made me think of the flower song. I don't know if you guys remember it, but I think we'll do it today, and maybe you'll remember it later. Here are the roots, and the roots are brown because they're down in the dirt. And here's the stem, and here's a leaf. And then these are the petals for the flower. No, it's not going together the way I thought it would. All right. A flower has some roots. A flower has some roots. The roots will carry food and drink. A flower has some roots. A flower has a stem. A flower has a stem. The stem will help it stand up tall. A flower has a stem. A flower has some leaves. The flower has some leaves. The leaves will catch the food and drink. The flower has the leaves. A flower has some petals. A flower has some petals. The petals bring the birds and bees. A flower has some petals. That makes me think of another story I know. This is called The Tiny Seed. It is autumn. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than any of the others. Will it be able to keep up? And where will they all end up? One of the seeds flies higher than the others. Up, up it goes. It flies too high and it gets too hot. The sun burns it up, but the tiny seed flies on. Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. The ice never melts, and the seed cannot grow. The rest of the seeds fly on. The tiny seed is not as fast as the others. Now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water, and it drowns. The others sail on with the wind. The tiny seed does not go as high as the others. One seed drifts down into the desert. It is hot and dry, and the seed cannot grow. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on with the others. Finally, the wind stops and the seeds fall gently down to the ground. A bird comes by and eats a seed. The tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small, the bird did not see it. Now it is winter. After their long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as if they're going to sleep in the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch. The tiny seed is very still, and the mouse does not see it. Now it is spring. After a few months, the snow has melted. It is really spring now. Birds fly by, the sun shines, rain falls. The seeds grow so round and so full, they start to burst open a little. Now they are not seeds anymore, they are plants. First they send roots down into the earth. Then their little stems and leaves begin to grow up toward the sun and the air. There's another plant that grows much faster than the little new plants. It's a great big weed, and it takes all the sunlight and all the rain away from one of the small new plants. That little plant cannot grow. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry! But finally, it also starts to grow into a plant. The warm weather also brings the children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun and springtime. One child doesn't see the plants as he runs along, and oh, he stepped on it. Now it cannot grow anymore. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast, but its neighbor grows even faster. Before the tiny plant has 3 leaves, the other plant has 7, and look, a bud, and now a flower. But what is happening? First, there are footsteps, and then a shadow looms over them. Then a hand reaches down and breaks off the big flower. A boy has picked a flower to give to his friend. That means that flower's all done growing, isn't it? Now it is summer, and the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and doesn't stop. The sun shines on it and the rain washes over it. It has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It's taller than the people. It's taller than the trees. It's taller than the houses. And now a flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It's the tallest flower they have ever seen. It's a giant flower. All summer long, the birds and the bees and the butterflies come visiting. They've never seen such a big and beautiful flower. Now it is autumn again. The days get shorter, the nights get colder, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower, and they sail along through bright leaves all over the land and down onto the ground. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost almost all of its petals. It sways and bends away from the wind, but the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more, the wind shakes the flower, and this time the flower's seed pod opens. Out come many tiny seeds that quickly sail away on the wind. Now, if you remember, last week, I showed you how to start seeds. And today I wanted to show you what they look like after a week. I have my baggie that's been in my window. And now I'm seeing some roots and some leaves. Let's open this up and see if you can see it. So here's one seed, and all it has now is a root and some leaves. Here's another seed that has just started to open up. You can just barely see some roots coming out. Here's another, and another, and another. So out of the 5, 6 seeds that I planted, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them have sprouted. So the next thing, I'm going to keep them in the window for another week. And then the next thing that we will do is we'll put them in some dirt. And hopefully we'll be able to put them outside in the garden when they're big and strong. All right. Let's put these back in their bag so that they stay nice and wet. And we'll hang them back up in the window. All right, let's sing another garden song. Over in the garden in the early morning sun lived a mother praying mantis and her little mantis one. Pounce, said the mother, I pounce, said the one. So they pounced and they hunted in the early morning sun. Over in the garden where the sunflowers grew lived a mother ladybug and her little beetles too. Crawl, said the mother, we crawl, said the two. So they crawled over petals where the sunflowers grew. Over in the garden near the old shady tree lived a mother dragonfly and her little dragons 3. Zip, said the mother, we zip, said the 3. So they zipped and they zoomed near the old shady tree. Over in the garden on the damp earthy floor lived a quiet mother snail and her baby snails 4. Slither, said the mother, we slither, said the 4. So they slithered and they slid on the damp earthy floor. Over in the garden where the apple blossoms thrive lived a colony of bees and their little bees 5. Buzz, said the workers, we buzz, said the 5. So they buzzed and they flew where the apple blossoms thrive. Over in the garden where the vines and berries mix lived a little mother spider and her baby spider 6. Jump, said the mother, we jump, said the 6. So they jumped through the garden where the vines and berries mix. Over in the garden where the flowers grow toward heaven lived a mother butterfly and her caterpillar 7. Nibble, said the mother, we nibble, said the 7. So they nibbled and they climbed where the flowers grow toward heaven. Over in the garden by the old wooden gate lived a mother roly-poly and her little babies 8. Roll, said the mother, we roll, said the 8. So they rolled and they curled by the old wooden gate. Over in the garden on a long curly vine crawled a group of soldier ants and their little workers 9. March, said the soldiers, we march, said the 9. So they marched and they crawled up the long and curly vine. Over in the garden where the moon shines again lived a mother firefly and her little beetles 10. Glow, said the mother, we glow, said the 10. So they glowed and they flashed where the moon shines again. Thank you for coming and seeing us today. We'll see you again next time. Bye.